Welcome, everyone. This is Polyfuels, and you're listening to LOTRO Players News, where we take a look at the latest news in LOTRO and hear LOTRO players. And this week we have with us Sanswinda.
Hello. I think we might
Hello.
have one other person with us.
We might have another person with us.
Hello.
Oh, hello there.
Sorry about that. Computer issues are great.
And we also have Arendis.
Hey, everybody.
Hello there, and we are now in episode 340. And it's time for us to head into the game news, which there was another Bulwer build this week. I don't know, did any of us actually go into Bulwer in order to test out what was there?
I didn't get it patched in time, unfortunately.
I didn't either.
So it looks like none of us had the time to get into there. Busy with other things, and so unfortunately, not much new to say about that. So let's then head into our beacon, which is issue 144. And the beacon looks like we're seeing a little bit of Minas Morgul here, or someplace very close to it. Has that very Minas Morgul-ish feel to it.
The glow.
Yes, the glow and the mist and the dead trees. Bit of a giveaway in there that you're definitely in Mordor area. So what's going on this week? Of course, we do have this weekend Winterstock, which may be of more use for the live audience than for the people listening later. Though I am sure that everything will be available on Druid's Fire Twitch channel. She is streaming it on Twitch, but if you are there later, I'm sure Druid's Fire is going to at least be holding on to it for a few weeks before they get deleted. Maybe she'll even archive them permanently. We'll have to find that out about that. And then Darren has some original poetry on LOTRO Players News you could check out and read Trap. We will get to that later. And Necodumlu has updated its event schedule for 2020, and you could click on their link in order to find out what their schedule is. Now for the Ken Hall, Fengald is looking for a Slowtro kin, which is a good reminder that our kinship section isn't just for kinship recruitment posts. It is also a good place to find a kin you don't even know exists yet. So traditionally the Ken Hall room is for kins looking for people. I think this is the first time I've seen it featuring someone who is looking for a kin. Now, what would be useful, though, is if they had told us which
server?
Which server there, and let's see. Do
have something about that sort of thing on Arkenstone coming up later. So, Fingald, if you're listening, keep listening.
All right. Hey, that is one possible. Actually, here it is. That's what I'm looking for: Slowtro kin on Cyranan, Evernight, or legendary servers.
Probably not that helpful then.
Yeah. Then let us see. Next item on the beacon is our weekly comment. Write something that rhymes with Treebeard. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Now, first of all, I guess you have the question is, are they requiring it to be a 2-syllable rhyme? Because it's 1-syllable rhymes, it just has to rhyme with beard. So are they asking for a 2-syllable rhyme then?
I have no idea. And how much of something are you supposed to write? Like, green-eared? Or are you supposed to have, like, I don't know, something that goes before that explains why something is green-eared?
I don't know.
Or
I was
whatever
just
rhyme you come up with that's better.
I was just thinking someone
Greatly
perhaps
feared.
embrace.
Nice. Nice, Gwendus.
I was wondering what if someone had a lot of trouble with drinking too much tea and it getting spilling all over them, and they had this nice big beard, and then now they have a tea beard. Oh well, maybe that's a bit overkill on that, but all right, greatly feared. Yeah, I suppose so. Let's head into fan site news then, where last week we discovered what not to eat for breakfast. And in LOTRO Stream is a great place to start finding streamers on Twitch. You can find shows for Balviel, Edolith, and Wayward Plain. And on Twitch as well, you could find Rodagado R does a French language duo stream. Druid's Fire does Blue Line Legendary Leveling, and Ginjin heads into Borer. And over on YouTube, Bloodborne has advice on what legacies to use on a champion looking for AOS DPS. Finger Flickin' Boy helps someone find a missing son, and Space Game Junkie checks Lotro out. And now here is our screenshot of the week, which is by Scott, who sent in a great widescreen image for this week's, and it has a dwarven flavor.
I think he's trying to decide which one is Durin and why the beard is for sale and not the rest of the head.
The important questions of life.
Yes, the important questions of life.
It's a great screenshot.
It really
Okay.
is.
See, Dorlin, Tesbiscuit beard? Whether that was an answer to the screenshot of the week, or whether that was an answer to the
I believe that
the
was
question
to
of
the
the week.
question.
Yeah.
To rhyme with Treebeard.
And Guerinda still wants to know, why would I want to buy Durin's beard?
I still want to know that as well.
Yeah, that's the real question there.
The real question.
And Dorlin did correct it. It's supposed to be Tea Biscuit Beard.
Oh, tea biscuit beard.
No problem, Dorlin.
Okie dokie. Then let's head into our sales for this week, and they're in. What's on sale this week?
Hold on, sorry, wrong tab. Sans, do you want to take?
Sure. LOTRO Bonus Days brings you a plus 10% Embers and Motes boost, now through January 19th. I don't think I've seen that before, but that sounds cool. Maybe I should ash a few more things. It is also a story, carry, and share week, so you can get 25% off vault storage and shared storage. Yes! Inventory slots. Woohoo! Currency cap. And that lasts through January 23rd. The weekly coupon gets you a free dwarf candle, green times 25, with the coupon code GREENLIGHT. Now through January 23rd. Do we have any idea what those dwarf candles even do?
That was my next question.
They put up a little light for about 30 seconds.
Well, okay, they put up a little light for about 30 seconds, but it doesn't seem like it follows you. It just, like, sits there, right?
As far as I could tell, yes.
Okay.
Actually, what was really funny is that Corey got some dwarf candles for his Hobbit present this week. And he didn't have a chance to try them out, but he was really excited over them because since dwarf candles are named as one of the types of fireworks that Gandalf brings to Bilbo's party,
Ah.
though I have a feeling that that if Gandalf's dwarf candles worked like the way they do in game, that the hobbits would have been a lot less excited about them. It's like, it lights up for 30 seconds. Yippity doo. They're like spotlights for a concert. Well, yes. I suppose that would be. It's an interesting thought. Use them for winter stock or an occasion like that. I suppose that works. Let's then head into our site news where in Middle Earth is Emeralina number 38. And last week was in Tuckborough in the courtyard outside of the Great Meals. And in fact, it was right in front of the bird bath that I'm very familiar with because when you're doing the anniversary, there's a bird that you have to find that likes that bird bath. So I was very, very familiar with that particular location. And that was Emeralina's little response to my complaining about all the winter ones before. And it looks like we are also in a nice warmer one here in, well, wherever it is this week, of course. That's it.
Cinders would like it to be pointed out that she picked a different spring color for Terry this week.
Oh, geez.
But continued the theme of spring.
Terry, this one's for you.
This one's for you. All right. I guess I'll have to see if I can figure out where this is. I'll have to go and search for it. It's not one that is as obvious to me as last week's. So let's head into our new player question. And Sans, what's the question this week?
What are scourges? How can you tell if you have encountered one? And how are they different from roving threats?
You know you've encountered one when it kills you?
Hey now. I mean, I suppose that's one way to know, especially if you're by yourself.
I guess the last item, and how they're different from roving threats, is that with roving threats, they tend to be in lower level areas. Yes, I know that the first roving threats that they had were also in the capped area. But I think after the wastes, they didn't add any more roving threats. I think after that, it's always been scourges. But in what way they are different is a good question. I mean, they need a group and they kill you, or right? What else do you need?
I mean,
to know?
that sounds like roving threats too, if you're not careful.
Right? That's right. They both do that. So I don't know.
Okay.
So how are they different from each other?
Well, I mean, apparently I helped kill 2 last night and didn't know it. But I didn't see any green flaming things on their head or around their picture.
Yeah, I think with the scourges,
but that may or may not be typical.
Yeah, I think with scourges, the scourges are always around in approximately the same place. Maybe actually no, because doesn't that worm or drake in
I think
near Mount Doom, doesn't that one move around?
I think the ones in Mordor move around and switch locations. I don't know about the other scourges.
Well, the ones in Minas Morgul are the names of their quests are tied to location names.
So they're probably always in the same location.
Yes, so I have a feeling they're always in the same location for those. So I don't have a definitive answer on why they went to a scourge system from a roving threat system. And I've killed so few scourges, I never bothered to look at what you get as rewards for them.
Fair.
Because I don't think they give you I'm wondering if they drop the main big trade item instead, because I know that the roving threats, they all give you these
Oh, the gift givers brands.
the gift givers things that you have in order that you trade in for your LI stuff or whatever you're trying to
I
get
think
with them.
the two last night in Minas Morgul gave like it looks like a rep clicky box.
A rep clicky box?
Yeah. Like, could increase your reputation with Minas Morgul, is what it said.
Oh, it gives those things.
Yeah.
I suppose that's possible.
And Finn says it dropped crafting shards, too.
Alright. So that's what it... So it looks like it drops things that are more
Maybe.
relevant to its area, while roving threats tend to drop generic stuff.
That could be.
So in a complete role reversal, I might have something to add to this.
Ooh.
Go for it.
According to the LOTRO wiki, it says that scourges combine aspects of war bands and roving threats. Like they travel with allies and mitigate most of their incoming damage. However, they do not always appear in the same area, so they change location and randomly chosen from a few spots. Once set, they will respawn in the same location for the entire day. I don't know if that helps or not.
That does. Thank you.
All right. And then that is our answers where we're going to come up with for the moment, which means that it's time for us to head into our week in LOTRO. And Arendis, what were you up to?
Apparently learning how push-to-talk works. Goodness. I mostly just worked on leveling my baby Bjorning. I'm sorry, Terry. I just have too much fun with it. And I created a new high elf because I may or may not have an alt problem. So there you go. Sans, what have you been up?
I finally reached the epilogue for the Black Book of Mordor with Terry and Pineleaf this week. And I accidentally got a little bit ahead in the quest because I couldn't tell if I was still in an instance or not in an instance. And so, I accidentally did a part that we could have done together and then another instance without realizing it. And so while I was waiting for them, Maven showed up. And she was like, hey, we can totally go kill some stuff while they're in the second instance. And I was like, sweet. So we stepped outside to kill some stuff. And a group of people ran by killing stuff. And so we kind of joined them and we were killing stuff. And I killed 2 scourges without knowing it. And I didn't know it until later when Maven's like, oh yeah, we were just scourge hunting. And I was like, we were? I thought we were just killing some stuff. But we did. We killed some stuff. It was fun. And after we killed the second one, one of the people was like, hey, you want to kill another one? But I could hear Terry and Pineleaf were almost done with the instance, so I was like, no, I've got to go back. Because we've got to finish up the Black Book. We're so close. And, Maven's like, yeah, sure. So she ran off with them, and I turned to go back. But I was totally lost and had no idea where I was. And everything was respawning, because we had killed pretty much everything on our way through. And I was pretty quickly overwhelmed by, what do you call those Cargill in white? Their name is like Cargill, but it's not actually Cargill.
I always forget what those things are called.
Anyway, I accidentally ran through 3 of them as they respawned.
Ouch!
And I couldn't kill them quickly, so I just ran. But then I ran into other respawns, and I tried to flop, because I'm a hobbit and I can flop. And my screen froze. And
Uh-oh.
when it unfroze, I was dead. So I retreated, and I was all the way back down at the very bottom of Minas Morgul, outside the tower at the ranger camp, sitting by the campfire. And after I shook my head and got up from my like, retreating maneuver, I tried to run back in to make it back to Terry and Pineleaf before they could progress with the quest, as they're progressing with the quest. And I was in a hurry, so I mythrolled up because we hadn't unlocked the towers yet. I got up, and I was at the tier with all the shades. And if that's a spoiler, I'm sorry, but there's a tier full of shades, and they're evil. And I was immediately set on by 3 of them, and I dispatched them. And I took 3 steps, and I was set on by 3 of them again. And I dispatched them. And I took 3 more steps, and there were 3 more. And I was like, I'm never going to make it up in time, so I took off sprinting as fast as my little hobbit legs would carry me.
Oh boy.
And then I went to flop, and I was dead. But I was right at the foot of the stairs to go up to the last tier that I needed to go up. And so I revived for free, and I got my cool defeat badge saying that I've been defeated for like 3 hours or something. And still had no idea how to get back to where I was supposed to be, and I was very sad. But Maven came and she rescued me. And we killed a couple more things and got back to where I was supposed to be and finished the Black Book and started the epilogue. So that was pretty exciting. But yeah, I definitely need to learn my way about Minas Morgul, because that was just embarrassing. That was really embarrassing. My poor little hunter. But yeah, talked some sense into her. She's got a little bit more respect for the mobs around there. And I went deeding on Arkenstone with the field trip, and I went deeding on my own to increase my virtues some. And it was fun. I killed lots of things. And deeding with the field trip was especially fun, because we ran, I think, 3 instances. Way over level.
Yeah.
We just kind of...
Yeah. We ran... First one we ran was Garth Garwin, I think.
Uh-huh. And then we ran... What was it? Urgarth? No.
Yeah, Ugarith.
Yeah, whatever that one is.
Called.
And Karn Doom. And we only lost 2 people to the day spa. We only lost 2 people to the day spa. Our Guardian and our Lore Master at different times. But, yeah, that was fun to just kind of traipse through and kill things. So, how was your week, Pine? Oh, Uragarth, yeah.
Yeah, Uragarth. Yes. Alright, what did I do this week? Well, my Crick Hollow Warden reached the 3rd level of Minas Morgul, meaning I've been killing Marival and having all sorts of fun with them, because on this character I'm actually doing all the quests instead of just blazing through the Black Book. So that means I'm slightly behind the group that we're in now on that. My Honor Warden started horsing around, meaning that because they released the Descendant series on the Honor servers, and I finished all the Great River, and I thought, all right, let's just now go and do Discovering of the Descendant series on there while I'm waiting until February, when they are going to finally get around to releasing the Rohan area. Then, for the Wednesday Roving Threats session, we headed into Mirkwood and Angmar. And Mirkwood, of course, was very annoying because there's this waterfall, which apparently some mobs that spawn in the waterfall, when they get there, they don't come out very easily or something like this. So we just didn't bother going after them this week. So we didn't get, because one of them was obviously in the waterfall. We didn't bother because what happened last time we tried it. And that's what I did this week. And now for the news beyond LOTRO. The first of these is a bit of sad news, because Christopher Tolkien, who spent his life being the steward of all the works of Middle-earth, and first of all helping his father with a great number of things, and then finally being the head of the Tolkien estate and handling everything on that matter, and of creating a published version of the Silmarillion, and writing the History of Middle-earth series, and bringing many of those poems that were not published in Tolkien's lifetime to life so that we will be able to see the various works of his father. He has passed away at the age of 95. And he was born in Leeds in 1924, and he was the third and youngest son of J.R.R. Tolkien. And yes, time to give a glass to Christopher and say farewell. After that, we now have some poetry. We said earlier during the beacon that Darren wrote a little thing called Trapped. And of course, that is this week's thing from Darren Lore Master Trapped. And this is apparently a Gandalf versus Saruman thing. So let's see what we have here. A servant lisped, Gandalf is here. The news gave Saruman a grim cheer, as into Orthank's cold stone halls came Gandalf's brisk, steady footfalls. Hail, Gandalf, my old friend the Grey! You heed my summons and obey? How good of you to come within my humble dwelling. Let's begin to speak of what the future brings to wizards, mankind's natural king. Gandalf stood still and silent long. He studied Saruman. What's wrong? There's something different in the air. Has he entered a spider's lair? Gandalf shuddered and felt like prey, new trapped inside Orthanc today. Greetings to Saruman the White. But Saruman his greeting quite dismissed. White is a paltry start, an undercoat whose only part is for repainting. Overright! Now see I improve on white! In myriad hues sudden arrayed was Saruman, whose robe displayed a shifting, multicolored thread. Gandalf senses danger ahead. Your rainbow robes, disdaining white, beseems you not. Read me aright, for one who breaks a thing to try to find what makes it work thereby deluded is, has left behind the path of wisdom, they shall find. Prattle me not, you I advise, nay I command. You deem me wise, then you shall hear what I say. The age of elves passes away. The days of men approach, and we must rule to bring prosperity and order to this motley crew. The many governed by the few. I hear the rumor, nay I know. Indeed I see you planned it so. You know where lies the ruling ring, and I will have it. To me bring this trinket, together we shall rule. In Saruman's eyes there twinkled cruel, cold calculation. Lust for fame and power spurred him on the same. Enough! Don't pretend we shall rule together. Think me such a fool? A ring cannot be worn but just by one, as well you know. All I have done to hide it I shall not reveal to you. I see that no appeal can touch you in the slightest now. You wish me to Sauron to bow, or to yourself? I neither choose. Against Sauron you'll surely lose. So now, what is my option third? Then Saruman replied this word. Here you shall stay, while here confined, I shall ponder within my mind how best to punish. or reward, Gandalf the Grey? This afterward, my empire upon Middle-earth established is, with scornful mirth, strong serpent seized Gandalf the Grey, and led him powerless away. And Dorlin's comment is, Saruman the Primer. Oh boy. Saruman the Primer. Yeah, I think that fits. We currently have 14 supporters on Patreon. If you'd like to join this illustrious raid of players and help support LOTRO players, simply go to the donations page where you support the Players Alliance on Patreon. And Gwernda says he wanted a coat of many colors, not a primer coat? This only the beginning, or an undercoat. All right, we are going to have some paint jokes here, I think, in a moment. So let's head into our emails, because this week we do have an email sent by Black. So let's see what Black says. All right. Sans, could you please tell me what he says?
Sure. Black says, "Hey there, Black here, long time no speak. Hope all is well with you, and hope you survived the holidays. With so many changes in life, the world, and even in LOTRO, if you have not played in a year and a half like me, it's nice to see you guys still getting things done. Well, thanks. Hi, Black. My life has recently settled down a bit, and I'm glad to be back in LOTRO. I fell off in the Dale Lands, and although I am glad to see many changes since then, I have to say that what drew me back was the thought of running old instances. I like the idea of some of the slow-rolling kins, but for many they are starting to get over 65, and Slowtro is even pushing 100 now. I didn't find what I wanted in this arena, so I decided to see if I could do something on my own. I decided to make a kinship on Arkenstone that has multiple level caps, using the Stone of the Tortoise. The level caps we are targeting are 50, 65, and 75. All are welcome, and we plan on being there not just for our own kinship instances, but to help others trying to get things done in LFF as well. We'd like to be known as the kinship who is always available to do older content on level for those who want to experience things they either miss or did miss. We're currently recruiting and helping a few characters level through their 20s, but we do already have a few 50s parked and ready to go. If you could possibly give a shout out on the show, I would much appreciate it. Consider this a shout out. The kinship is called Turtle Recall, and they can find us on the LOTRO Arkenstone page.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, Turtle Recall. And they can find us on the LOTRO Arkenstone page, or shoot some in-game mail to Shamey, Shamey. Thanks so much, and please pass along my salutations. Black, a.k.a. Pinched.
A.k.a. too many more characters to name.
Well, yes. Thank you, Black. And yes, if you are interested in this and are on Arkenstone or are willing to roll a character on Arkenstone, look up Turtle Recall and Shamey.
I'm still laughing.
Considering the theme of their kinship, rolling up a new character for that kinship is certainly consistent with their theme.
It totally is consistent with their theme. Though if you've got somebody just sitting at 50 who's never done anything, or 65 or 75, like, that would work too.
Yes, that is that.
But yeah, Turtle Recall, 2 words. Turtle space RECALL. Turtle Recall. And Shamey.
All right. Thank you. And we'll look them up. Now, if you'd like to send us an email, you can send it to podcast@LOTROplayers.com. You can also follow us on Twitter, the Players Alliance @PlayersAlliance, LOTROplayers @LOTROplayers, Arendis @Arendis, Pineypit, Pineypitnal, Sens, Winda @SensWinda, and Terry Edwin @Terry Edwin. The Players Alliance has 2 shows. On Mondays at 7 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we have DDO Players News, and on Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we have LOTRO Players News. You can join us for our shows at LoTROplayers.com/live. And that is all for tonight. And this is Pilot Mules reminding you to skirmish responsibly.